Are you struggling to meet new people, not sure what to talk about, or how to start a conversation? No worries, I've got you. Don't miss the Art of Connection virtual workshop happening on July 30th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I've partnered with the Toronto Dating Hub to create a brand new workshop that will help you navigate social situations with ease. During this workshop, you'll learn how to appear more inviting and use positive body language. You'll learn how to master conversation starters, compliments, and icebreakers. And you'll build confidence with active listening and sharing engaging stories. This interactive workshop includes breakout rooms and group discussions so that you can practice what you learned. Space is limited, so get your tickets now. Go to patternsofpossibility.com/events to learn how you can master the art of networking. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting connections. And this episode, we're going to talk about that one person who always had the opinion of the opposite side, the devil's advocate. That person. I don't like you. You know who you are, but I don't like you. And I want to say that if you have one of those people in your circle, are you ready? Let's go. So picture it. You're telling this very impassioned story. You got this great point that you want to make about a political argument or maybe a video game or perhaps even a movie that you've seen. And it's very sound, it's well structured, it's put together, and you're sharing it with your friends. And they're like, that's interesting. And everybody seems to agree. They like it. But except this one person who's gleaning out of the corner, coming from the corner, seems like come out of nowhere. They come from the corner, they're hanging out, and they're like, have you thought about this thing? Like, that's unnecessary, but it was funny to me. But if you thought about this thing, I just want to play devil's advocate for a moment. I just want to tell you about all the hypothetical ways in which you are absolutely wrong. Ew. You know, it feels like just like what it sounds to me. When people do that, I feel that. Like, ew, you're coming with this nasty, dirty kind of energy where you just want to take all the joy out of the conversation. You just want me to fight something that doesn't even exist. A hypothetical conversation or a hypothetical experience, a hypothetical situation? Get out of here. We're all clapping and jeering and having a good time, cheering, and we're having a good time. We're liking the conversation that I brought up. Get your devil ass out. Go. All right, that's the end of the episode. I don't have any more to say about that. I lied, I do. But seriously, if you've been in a situation like that where somebody's always trying to say, or maybe many times you bring up something that's good, it's solid, you enjoy it, you want to play in this space for a bit and talk about how fun or interesting or curious you might be about the situation, but they come up and say, let's play devil's advocate. What they really do and what it feels like to me is that they come in to steal all the joy out of the conversation. They come to steal all the conclusions that you had and come chasing something that doesn't even really exist except for in their thought experiment that they want to do at this point in time. I see that as a flag, a red flag, and invalidation. Because remember, everybody wants to be heard, understood, appreciated, and accepted, as I keep saying, right? Everybody wants to feel good about their experiences that they have with their friends. And it seems like this person comes out of nowhere and says, this is not going to be fun anymore. You are going to be my adversary. You are going to have to defend your joy against me. Let me take your consciousness. Let me take your ideas. Let me take your fun and turn it into my own game. I think that these people who do the devil's advocate thing can't stand not having the spotlight. Or at the very least, they can't stand other people having some joy. They get joy and excitement from having you chase their own thoughts and feelings about their experiences instead of joining in. It's simple to join in. Use all that brain power that you got to bring up these weird ass scenarios about things that don't exist that I would have no way to fix. That's change that mindset and bring some joy and think about how I might be right about this. Think about how it might be fun to see the world the way I do. Devil's advocates are incredibly disconnecting for me. Just seeing those people, you're having fun? Not anymore. Fight me. Now, I don't like that, as I said. I don't like that, but some people might be saying, look, Lee, you're going too far. You know, they're just trying to have a little bit of fun. They're trying to challenge you. That's how y'all sound to me. They're just trying to challenge me. Get out of here. No. I guarantee you that isn't the only time that kind of dynamic is going to show up. They think about the dynamic if you zoom out. And it's not just about you talking about a movie or a video game and how much you like it and I'm throwing, oh yeah, hypothetical situation and why you're wrong. Instead of doing that, just zoom out to something else and you're having something joyful. You're doing something fun and exciting that's not related to those things. And they slink around the corner and they say, you're having fun? Not anymore. That's the kind of dynamic that continues to be created with people who are devil's advocates. Because they only show up when you're making a great point about something and you're excited and you're feeling great about it. You're feeling good about it. You like it. You exclaim it to everybody. Let's play devil's advocate. Let's take away that joy. Here's something you haven't even thought of that's going to prove that you're wrong. That's what happens when people play devil's advocate, right? And so that dynamic is going to show up in your relationship in other places. They're going to talk about other things and they're just going to stomp on your joy. That's what happens. And they get excitement from seeing you being upset or, seeing you being upset. And what the beauty is about the devil's advocate is the disguise that it is. They disguise it as, oh, we're just having fun. It's just a thought exercise. Don't be so sensitive. Let's just try and see what's going on. Defend yourself against me. And it's just for play. But if you've been in a situation where somebody has been a devil's advocate to you, how does that feel? I encourage you to really reflect on that. How does that feel? And if you're listening to this podcast and you're a devil's advocate, oh my God, how did you get here? How did you get here? I'm very grateful to have you. And the words that I say are absolutely true and real, and they come from a real place of, if you're trying to do this to connect with people, I'll flip it over and look at you on this side. If you're trying to do this to connect with people, know that everything I said in the last few minutes is the experience that you provide for other people. It's not necessarily a joyful experience, even if you may think that, hey, we're just doing a thought exercise. This is just going to be fun. You're stealing the air out of the room. And if you want to connect with them, connect with people authentically, connect with people on a real level where you can all be joyful, you can all have the joy and excitement, and it's not, the attention is not focused on you and someone's not on the heels trying to defend against your hypothetical argument, then you would say, great job or great thing that you thought of. Don't even bring up the adversarial kind of thing. It doesn't serve a purpose here but to just make the other person feel a bit smaller. If that's your intention, well, hey, that's what you're doing. But if it is not your intention and you want to just be a part of the group, go for something that's a little more with the flow. Everybody's having a fun time. Don't be like, stop. Bad time. Or have you thought about this? that can throw a wrench in that thing. Now, we're talking about devil's advocate. Okay, we're not talking about people who are writing code and looking for bugs and things like that. We're just talking about hypothetical situations. Okay, there's a purpose, there's a place, you have a skill set there looking for things that could go wrong. There's a skill set for that. There's use for that. And a quick story that popped in my head just now. I used to have a friend that I was pretty close to, and we would talk quite a bit. We started to get really, really close. Something was shifting for me, and I was really starting to recognize these patterns in people and the way people spoke and the way I received information from them, how I felt about what I received and so forth. And I realized that on one day on a phone call, we were just talking, and he would just come up with problems. He just had a problem and a problem and a problem and a problem. And I always had an answer. I was like, solution, trying to get a solution. But he wouldn't even hear the solution. He would just go immediately to the next problem. I was like, wow. You know what? I'm not going to tell you any more of my solutions, because all you do is have problems. All you do is have a problem. You just go to a problem. You don't even care for the solution that I give you. What am I doing? I'm wasting my time and energy talking to you. And these are words that I said to him. I'm wasting that time. I'm not going to give you any more solutions to your problems, because you didn't care for the solutions, right? We established that. And so he began to hear that, and he was like, oh, wow, I just have a bunch of problems. I just bring up a bunch of problems, don't I? I just got a bunch of problems. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Yes, you do. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. And he's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And he's like, you just said that you weren't going to help me. Yeah, I did say that. But I'm not saying that the fact that you're really great at identifying problems doesn't mean that you are a problem. There's a solution, or there's a reason that you're able to do that. That's a skill. It always is. It's a skill set. How, Lee? How? Well, one way I could think of, and one way I shared with him, was, penetration testing. Because writing code, right? You write software, you write code, and before you put it out there on the market, before the software companies put it out there in the market, they hire people to break it. They do it for everything, all kinds of software. But essentially, you want to make sure it works. You hire people to look for the problems. That's it. Some people are really, really good at looking for problems rather than solutions. And that's for a good reason. That's for a purposeful reason. So you, devil's advocate out there, if you're listening, you're still listening. I love your face. I love you so much. This idea of you being a devil's advocate is just not appropriate to be applied in that situation where everybody's having joy. Somebody out there would need your skill set in which you're finding a hypothetical problem that they hadn't thought of and that could possibly happen that they need to go test for. It's not your friends. It's not in this goofy conversation about movies and fun things that they like. It's not it. That's not it. Just keep that in mind, all right? Hey, Patterns of Possibility fam. If you'd like a little more guidance and hands-on support, then I've got great news. You can hire me as your own personal coach. Go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to apply for individual or group coaching. In this 12-week program, I'm going to help you make the meaningful connections that you deserve. After this coaching program, I promise you'll be able to do 3 things. 1, you'll be able to clearly identify who belongs in your tribe and who doesn't. Say goodbye to those people who are wishy-washy, you're unsure of. No, you will know for certain whether or not they deserve to be in the same space with you. And second, you are going to know that your thoughts and feelings are valid and worth expressing. So if you do have feelings about your friends not holding up boundaries or not holding up space for you or not meeting your needs, then you are not going to shy away from telling them. You will be able to communicate your boundaries in a clear, concise manner and advocate for yourself in your relationships. And finally, you are going to learn how to start and stop conversations with strangers and steer them towards topics that are interesting and important to you. I don't know about you, but I don't have weeks, months, years to discover whether or not me and my new friend have compatible values. If you know what you're looking for, you can discover if you're compatible in just a few conversations. If all this sounds good to you and you're ready to make those meaningful connections, go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to find out more information. Again, go to patternsofpossibility.com/coaching to find out more information. I look forward to working with you. Now it's time for your listener letters. If you have burning questions about your friendships and your platonic relationships with your coworkers and so forth, let me know. Write me at patternsofpossibility@gmail.com and I might just read your letter out loud. Hey, I'm a 27-year-old female working on breaking free from my people-pleasing habits. In the past, I've had folks take advantage of my doormat tendencies. I'm not upset about it though. It was in the past. Recently, I began to establish some boundaries, but I wanted to know if I'm being unreasonable or antisocial by executing them. Lately, I've made some new friends, and I've noticed invites to go to places often come with an unspoken condition. I end up being the designated driver, usually initiated by one of the girls. If not, it's just a vague, "oh, you're welcome to join" sort of situation. I never really understood why the formal invite had to always have an expectation attached, but I just accepted it twice. And this really became exhausting, so I stopped doing it after 2 times. Fast forward, I got invited somewhere, but the invite got taken away without anybody letting me know. This was an overnight setting, so they ended up getting a hotel. Even though I'd already RSVP'd, the plans went on without me. I started to distance myself from this new group of friends, and the host of the hotel party texted me asking me for a favor. She asked me to loan her money until she gets her hotel deposit back, which means the folks she invited left her with the bulk of the bill. I said I didn't have it. I'm wondering if I'm being mean here. I do have extra cash, but because she only texts me when she needs a driver or a therapist or a favor, I didn't want to be taken advantage of again. Am I being inconsiderate for not wanting this person to continue to take advantage of me? I can notice passive aggressive behavior toward me as a result of my actions. All right. Well, I like this, that you are really becoming more aware of the people-pleasing tendencies and that you stopped after getting these notices twice or invites twice. They're always attached with you being a designated driver. So they want you to do something for them. They only want you for what you can provide for them. They're not really interested in you as a person. That's what it seems like here. I want to say kudos to you for catching this and being like, yeah, nah. And I'll say that also for the rest of this too. Are you being inconsiderate for not wanting this person to continue to take advantage of me? Even the way that this question is phrased, you have an awareness of that you're being taken advantage of because you say it. Am I being inconsiderate for not wanting this person to use me? Inconsiderate of who? Inconsiderate of what? Yes, you're being inconsiderate of their needs for not letting them use you. How does that feel? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad, or perhaps you would feel like you want to celebrate a bit? It could be bittersweet. Celebrate a little bit to be like, yeah, I didn't get taken advantage of. I saw what they were doing. And kudos to me. Look at me. I'm breaking free of my people-pleasing habits starting right here. I really wanted to be friends with them. I really wanted to connect with them. I really was hoping to find my tribe, but these people aren't it. And I know it because they only call me when they need something. They need a driver. They need a therapist. They need a favor. They need some money from you. You know it. You see it. Inconsiderate? Yes. Upset about it? No. You're considering your needs, putting yourself first. I want to say congratulations, hooray, applause, all over, because that's what we do to make meaningful relationships. We start thinking about how we feel, what's important to us, how we want to be treated in the spaces that we decide to put ourselves in. If you were to go to that space, go to those people and demand that they treat you differently, you're going to have a hard time. The toxic all over. It's a toxic relationship because all they are is a group of people that wants to take advantage, that wants to use you. They barely invite you to things. They say you're welcome to join. They're not enthusiastic about having you there. And they canceled. They canceled on you. Even though you already RSVP'd, they canceled. What a tough situation. How inconsiderate of you to not let these people steal your time, energy, and money. Bad. Do you see how that sounds? You're absolutely amazing for sticking up for yourself and creating the kind of spaces that you want. Now, right now, I could feel bittersweet because you recognize that, oh man, these people, I really wanted to connect with them and they didn't want anything like that from me. That could be a tough feeling to sit with. It's also very helpful and useful information about the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. So you didn't spend years figuring this out. You just spent a couple of nights, maybe a month or two, figuring out that this is who they are. And by the way, this is not what you want. Go you. So what's the next step? The next step really is to just be alone and figure out what it is that you do want. That's a real key piece, is figuring out what you do want, and not really focusing on the things that you don't want out there. Like, I don't want people to take advantage of me. Well, if you keep saying that stuff, you're going to find those people that are going to take advantage of you. It's wild how the universe works, but that's it. You say, look out for the other guy. I see people pleasing all the time. I don't want to get taken advantage of. And the next thing you know, you're in the spaces with people who are trying to do just that. So instead, we're going to spend some time figuring out what it is that you do want from people. How do you want to be treated? I'm pretty sure, like, one of the things that I would say in here is like, you're welcome to join sort of situation. Just, you don't want people that are just, come if you want. No, you want people to look at you with starry eyes. They're looking at you like, it won't be the same without you, Jessica. I need you to come because you're the best. And all the things we love about you. It's so exciting. I love to hear your stories. I love to learn more about your crocheting. I want to see some of your crochet animals. That's fantastic. Tell me more about your artwork. Tell me more about your job. You're having a good time? You're killing it? You made a great sale? Tell me more. That's how my friends respond to me. They're excited about me. I'm excited about meeting them. It's not, you're welcome to join. No, it's going to be fantastic. It won't be the same without you. Stuff like that. Generally, you want to gravitate towards those people. I would say another thing that you would notice, because I love to give praises and kudos and all kinds of accolades for when people are doing amazing things and taking care of themselves. You said you notice passive aggressive behavior towards you as a result of your actions. So as they've decided that they're not going to treat you with even a little ounce of respect anymore. They're going to be more aggressive towards you. And you peeped that. You saw it. You're like, yeah, I see that. Inconsiderate. Who's inconsiderate? I mean, they started it. They don't get what they want from you. They get what they need, which is not you in their space, to figure out that toxic whatever's going on. Groups of people, they stick together, and it can be just really, really frustrating for you as an individual who is just like trying to make a couple of nice friends. You get groups of people who are toxic to each other and don't like each other and treat each other unwell, and they go find somebody else to pick on or somebody else to take advantage of because they're doing it to each other. And I'll tell you, as you wrote in your letter here, you said that one of the people who rented the hotel, who hosted the party, they put down the bulk of the money for it from their friends, right? And she got taken advantage of. They're doing it to each other. She got taken advantage of. You know what? Friends would consider that. they would consider that of each other. If it's everybody's idea to have this hotel party, to have this great time together, everybody's chipping in. Everybody's being equals here. And you dodged the bullet because you didn't allow yourself to get caught up in that. They're treating each other unwell. And that's what happens with groups of people who sometimes groups of people, they seem like they're tight. I know there are people out there who are close and who really like each other, be open and honest with each other, is not lying to each other, stabbing each other behind the back, stuff like that. But a lot of the friend groups, they don't really communicate well. They don't like each other. They talk about each other behind each other's backs. They do that all the time. And with these big major issues, you can see it's a sweeping one. Somebody there got taken advantage of. They don't have any money now because they spent all their money on this hotel deposit. And nobody was thinking about her and her feelings. You get up in a circle like that, they're not going to be thinking about you and your feelings. I bet she was, she also experienced some of that passive aggressive behavior to get her to put the deposit down on the hotel. But whatever, you notice that. And sometimes in these friends, when we want to get in these friend groups, we got to be careful about that. It's really nice to meet people one-on-one and talk to them to really see who they are. Of course, put them in a dynamic with other people to see how they're going to be. But certainly you want to know people one-on-one because the complexities of talking about each other behind each other's back or doing things in a roundabout way, like triangulation, talking about he said, she said kind of thing. That dynamic disappears because it's only you and them. And you get to have a better, more deeper, direct connection with them. All my praises to you. You've done an amazing job here. I applaud you being 24 and figuring this stuff out. Well, 27 and figuring this stuff out and deciding what it is that you want. You're well on your way. As long as you decide that you don't want to be treated that way and you figure out what you do want from other people, you're going to have these amazing friendships. You have these amazing relationships. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, share with someone who you think could benefit from this information and follow me on social media. You can find me at Patterns of Possibility on all social media. And I go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch me and learn more about these social connections and interact with other people who are looking for the meaningful connections, who share the same kind of stories and be in community. And don't forget to sign up for my newsletter at patternsofpossibility.com, where you will get actionable steps delivered to your mailbox every week. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, take care.